car towing in the
And good. See, we're talking about cold weather. You got me all flustered and messed up already. Good morning, listeners, on a TGIF day. Here at the balcony, 6:40 a.m. Present temperature 63 degrees. Humidity 84%. Winds out of the southeast at what little wind there is right now at 1 mile an hour. Barometric pressure is 30.19 inches of mercury and steady. Visibility is about 7 miles right now. Sunrise this morning will be 6 minutes from now at 7:13 a.m. Sunset this afternoon will be at 6:19 p.m. Forecast for today calls for... Today is forecast to be much cooler than yesterday. Man, I didn't need that. Partly cloudy with isolated showers. Highs in the lower 70s. North winds to 15 miles an hour. Chance of rain about 20%. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Lows in the upper 40s. North winds tend to... Oh, man. Anything less than 90 and I get upset. Tomorrow, sunny, highs in the upper 60s. North winds 10 to 15. Saturday night, lows in the mid-40s. And Sunday night, lows in the mid-40s. And Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday, lows in the upper for way too cold for this little Cajun boy. Gibbens Robichaux and Ted Hofman, welcome to the program. Hold on, let me grab this call. Good morning, you're live, KTIB.
Has the rain gotten to Thibodaux yet?
No, ma'am. It's coming?
Yeah, because it's raining in Labrador.
Oh, Lord. Kevin's got to wait to get on his chopper harvester this morning.
That's right.
All right.
So
we got a line of...
Put their lights on, please.
Okay, good. Thanks. We got a line of showers coming in?
Yes, looks like it.
Okay, thank you much.
All right.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. All right, you heard that.
That's great.
We got a line of showers coming in from Labradorville. Turn your lights and your wipers on. We got a little rain coming in, and when that front comes in, the temperature going to drop. And it's going to drop suddenly and get down into the, what are they giving? What did I say for high today? Lower 70s. Man, that's a lot of difference from yesterday. Oh, Lord. All of you that enjoy the cold weather, you got 3 or 4 months of it. Get out there and enjoy. Birthdays and anniversaries, if you want to join in the conference, yeah. Let's see, Edie White and who we got tonight? Edie White's the game of the week. I forgot who they're playing, but anyway, Buddy Leday and his sidekick, Mr. Rodrigue, will be broadcasting the game here. We'll be streaming through ThibodauxOnline.com, and we're doing that right now and recording this sucker for posterity's sake. Gibbens Robichaux, Ted Hofman again. Welcome to the program.
Well, you're
lucky, we're going to get to you. Huh?
We don't have our jackets and nothing. We're just,
Wait till tomorrow.
I meant to bring you a jacket.
I got my jacket in my truck. You think I'm kidding? I'll show it to you when I get up.
But you get up at 4:30 in the morning and go walking and riding your bike.
But I mean, I ride my treadmill. I walk my treadmill in the garage. But when I ride my bike, I ride it in the weather. But I happen to work outside. I don't have one of them inside jobs where it's cool in the summer and hot in the winter.
Always outside.
That's right. So makes a little bit of difference. And I do not like cold weather. I take that back. As long as it's not less than 90, I can stand it, okay? But anything less than that,
All he remembers, Ted, is driving a tractor.
That's right.
Barefoot.
I remember them days. Wasn't barefoot. No. You got to tell the truth. Wasn't barefoot. These tractors had no cabs, no power steering, no nothing.
No heat.
And they were 4-cylinder 40 and 45 horsepower tractors, which in those days was a big tractor. Okay, and you hook up 2 cane wagons to it, and you drive 1.5 miles from south to north and north to south. When it's raining, you will remember those days. You will remember those days because slicker suits were unheard of then. Okay, you had a little top coat and that was about it.
Or nothing.
What? Are you kidding me? My dad didn't let me waste no time drinking no coffee. You know that tractor, boy. Let's go.
How old were you when he let you drive a tractor?
Oh, I started. 15? Oh, no, way before then.
Oh, yeah?
Whoa, Lord, yeah. In fact, they put a 2x4 so I could reach the clutch. Oh, yeah, probably 80. I'm serious. Back in them days, sure. Probably 8 or 9 years old I started.
You're a kid.
Oh, no. When I was 12 or 13, I was an accomplished.
Sugar cane?
Yeah. 12 or 13, I was an accomplished tractor driver. In fact, I even went to the state finals in 4-H club for tractor driving.
How about
Came in second. Yeah. Many, many moons ago there, boy. Let me tell you, 447. See, we all got talents, Gib. You and Ted can sing and you and Ted can sing and play instruments and do all that stuff. I got talents too, man. I can work with my hands. I just can't carry a tune in number 3 tub. But other than that, hey, birthdays and anniversaries, you want to join the conversation? It's gonna be a laid-back Friday. 447-6409 is the number into the dialogue room. We'll bypass most of the PSAs this morning because I want to get to Gibbs and Ted, but before we do, we got to remember to keep in your thoughts and in your prayers truly America's finest young men and women who are in harm's way, particularly those in the Persian Gulf area, be it Iraq, Afghanistan, Pakistan, wherever they are. We ask that you keep them close to you, keep them in your thoughts, and definitely keep them in your prayers. Some of the ones we want to pray for: Bo Bergdahl, Gib gave me his name about 2.5 years ago, who was abducted by the Taliban, and we haven't heard from him lately. We haven't even seen a video or anything. Man, we got him on the list to pray for a good outcome for he and his family. Matthew Barrett, who is in Hawaii. Michael Lebo, Joseph Fontenot, who is in Afghanistan. Some more Army guys and gals: Aaron Bide, Jacob Miller, Gary Ellis, Christian Cardone, Margaret Marcello, John Duper, Kyle Adams, who is back from South Korea, Mark Bolton, who is in Iraq. You'll be coming home for Christmas. And Air Force guys and gals: Gerard Arsenault, who is now in England, Robin Hassenfuss, who is in Afghanistan, Sean Zarang, who is in Little Rock, Bruley Sherburne, Stacy LeBlanc, Todd Hubble, all in Afghanistan, Casey Odorn, who is in Qatar. Navy guys: Bradley Champagne, Jay Visich, Martin Bro, Scott Shaw, Scott's son Zach, who is on the USS Milius, Stephen Landry, and Michael Monnier, who is in Connecticut. Marine guys: Matthew Chatinier, Mohanino, who is in Pensacola. One of my grandkids, Andrew Savoy, who is I got to find out the base this weekend. Some base in North Carolina. He'll be there for 9 months in training. And one of my other grandsons, Chris King, who is approximately 2/3 of the way through training, basic training at Fort Benning, and looking forward to his graduation on November the 3rd. So please keep all of these fine young men and women in your thoughts and in your prayers. All my commuter guys: Hugh, Phillip, Randy, Nancy, Perry, Anthony Bourne, Dan Knockan, Cotty Campbell, John Richard, Keith LeBlanc. Let's see, where are we? Bo Savoy, all the guys and gals that are commuting. Hey, be careful. Say a 15, 20-second prayer that everybody gets to work safe this morning, gets home safe this afternoon. If you're going west, it looks like the front line is coming in. There will be there should be some significant rain as you go through it. So remember that and allow and plan accordingly. Drive carefully, drive defensively. Do not text on the cell phones. And as Trooper Brian Zarang always says, be alert. Real quick from the Office of the Sheriff, reminder: be wary of telephone scams. Sheriff Craig Weber is once again warning residents of telephone scams in which callers are asking for personal information, especially bank or credit card information. He reminds the residents to never give any personal information over the phone when you do not initiate the call. Always try to verify the caller's identity. It's the holidays. People are going to be trying to get money from you illegally, so be careful about that. Hang on, let me grab this call.
That's Doug.
Good morning. You're live, KTIB.
Good morning, Mr.
Good morning, Doug.
How are you?
I'm doing fine. How about you?
I'm doing fine.
I'm above ground and vertical, man. If I can stay that way all day, it's going to be a good day.
Monday's Halloween.
Huh?
Monday's Halloween.
Monday's Halloween. You know what Mr. Gibbons told me?
What?
He wanted to know why I had my mask on so early. That hurt my feelings, Doug.
Oh, no, it did.
I was getting ready to ask you that.
Hey,
I know it did.
you going to have a good day, buddy?
Yeah.
Hey, you have a great weekend, okay?
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
We got to get Doug up here one day, huh?
Yeah, bus voucher program for Thibodaux Transit System. If you need vouchers and you qualify, you can get them. Here's the numbers to call. Office of Housing and Community Development, 446-7217. Thibodaux Housing Authority, 447-2904. Taste of Thibodaux, St. Genevieve, Knights of Columbus is sponsoring it. You be the judge. Tomorrow, October 29th at 6:30. In the evening at St. Genevieve School, $20 a person, pay in advance. You are the judge. Come judge some of the finest home culinary recipe Thibodaux and the surrounding area has to offer. All food, soft drinks, and wine are included in the price of admission. In addition, there will be music and a silent auction. For information, you can call Mark Perk at 665-8473 or Johnny Arcimo at the St. Genevieve Church office at 228-0315. Come and join what is a unique Thibodaux cultural event. Don't forget the Party in Pink tonight for Susan G. Coleman Race for the Cure tomorrow. Tell you what, you can have long pants if you're going to run tomorrow, man. It's going to be in the mid-40s.
You won't be out there.
Nah, you ain't got to worry about me. October 29th, honorary chairperson is Michael Lewis, 7:30 a.m. registration, 8:30, 1 mile fun run walk begins, 9 a.m. the 5K run walk begins. Party in Pink pre-registration event tonight, 7 o'clock, Nicholls State University Stadium. Lafourche Parish Public Library, they got all kinds of veteran social next week. The week after, we'll talk about that next week. November the 6th, St. John's Music Series will feature soprano Valerie Francis, assistant professor of music at Nicholls State. These concerts are at 3 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon, November the 6th. They take place, of course, at St. John's Episcopal Church. Each performance is followed by a reception. So that's November the 6th. Strong Women, you can sign up anytime, 209-2699. Trek Youth Basketball League, boys and girls ages 7 to 17. Registration going on till November the 18th. You can sign up, and if they play NBA ball, the Thibodaux Rec Department will host its 4th annual night out at the New Orleans Arena. A random drawing of our Trek basketball teams will be selected to play in the New Orleans Arena prior to the Hornets game. St. Genevieve Dream Home Raffle, 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath home in Acadia Plantation subdivision in Thibodaux. Buy your $100 ticket at Cherry Books. All Community Bank locations, Coastal Bank, 3 Stitches, Copy Connection, and many more. The St. Genevieve Church office, and you can call them at 446-5571. I think everything else should hold until, Senior Center trip. They're leaving today? No, tomorrow, October 29th. If you're last minute, you might can still get in, 446-8220. They're going to the Ohio Amish country. You can call Miss Evelyn and see if you can still get in. So that'll happen. The fall festivals this weekend, French Food Festival, today, tomorrow, and Saturday. La Rose Regional Park Civic Center, a celebration of Cajun French heritage featuring food, music, dance. My kind of fair. You can stop at the food and the music. Dancing, Carnival Midway, art show, folk life demos, and more. And, of course, the Thibodauxville Fall Festival, 11th and the 12th. The cook-off is the 11th. That night, they'll be dancing in the street. And Saturday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m., historic downtown Thibodaux. And I think the rest will hold till Monday morning. Hey, Gib, what's going on this morning?
God dog it.
Huh?
You got some information, huh?
Hey, I'm a wealth of knowledge, man. Huh?
I got to tell you, we have with us today Ted Hofman. And the name Hofman is so famous in Thibodaux, you know.
I wonder why.
But, he was here to talk about the biochemistry demand, but before he does that, I want him to read a thing he brought me yesterday about car dealers in Thibodaux.
Watch it now.
At least 10, and they don't have any more. Ted, read them all for us, Ted.
I bet y'all remember most of them.
Yeah, well, I'm not old enough to remember that, but...
Back in the late 40s to the 60s, there were several automobile dealerships in Thibodaux, and several brands. There was Drexler Ford.
Right there where Johnny's is.
Right there on West 3rd Street. Now Robichaux Ford. There was Lafourche Pontiac.
Mm-hmm. I worked there.
That's no more. And it was Auto Home Buick.
On Highway 1.
And there was Martin Chevrolet.
Where the foundry used to be.
Yeah.
No, it was up here first.
Right here,
right.
That's right. Yeah, on the buy side. Yeah, right here.
It was near the old pavilion.
Right.
Next to the pavilion.
And then there was Porsche Motors.
That was Homer.
I know.
They had one in Thibodaux?
Right where Auto Center is. Auto Center took it over from Porsche.
I don't remember that.
You remember that? The reason why I remember that one, his daughter played in the Thibodaux High Band.
All right.
And they handled Dodge, Plymouth, Chrysler, and Packard.
Packard.
Yes.
It's a name that's
It was
not
a
around
luxury
anymore.
car that is no longer. And then there was a Studebaker dealership, but I don't remember the name on that one.
John Bluen used to work for them, or maybe even was part owner of that dealership, Mr. John Bluen Sr.
Oh, yeah?
My grandpa had a Studebaker, a green Studebaker four-door. The doors open like the old Continentals.
Right.
I remember that. Yeah, we had a 51 or 52, man. That's a long time ago, boy.
And if people don't remember that car, you didn't know whether it was coming or going.
You know, who's got one? Fred Duplichamp has one. The guy that works
one
for,
now?
he's
Yeah.
got one, works for the drug court. He's got the little sports model. That car was so far ahead of its time, it wasn't even funny.
I know.
That's right.
You know, seriously. Oh, yeah, a car way ahead of its time. Yeah.
Well, where Thibodaux Tire is on Jackson Street is where the dealership was.
I'll be darned.
And I can
don't
remember
remember
when
that.
they introduced it in Thibodaux. I just lived down the street, and I went to look at it, and that's why I remember where the dealership was. And then there was Kaiser Frazier, 2 different brands. And this is where Auto Center is now. There was a Sinclair dealership right at that corner.
Yep.
And it was a dealership and a repair place before it was torn down to make Auto Center.
Well, I thought there wasn't Porsche Motor Company there, too?
Yes, we see.
Kaiser was before Porsche?
Yes. Oh, yeah. It was right.
Really?
Right after the World War II. when
Man,
they
y'all are
started
old.
introducing
I don't
You're
remember
right.
none of that.
God,
Huh?
You drive a
Gibbons,
truck
you
and-
ancient, man. Of course, you know, you
sound like
span three
sound like
centuries,
Johnny
you know?
Perkins was born 1840. I said, man, you're a little bit off on that.
Now, what we don't have today is Oldsmobile, Plymouth, Packard, Studebaker, and Kaiser Frazer. All those brands are no longer.
And that's something.
Out of the 10 or 11 there, half of them are gone.
Uh-huh.
And I guess this is because of the amount of competition, foreign and locally, and this wasn't enough sales to keep producing these automobiles.
Oh, absolutely. Well, you're right. Exactly what happened to the car business is what happened to the rest of this country. I was in the car business at that time.
Yeah.
And what happened was, especially GM, and I was selling GM, GM tried to force products down to people's throats that they didn't want to buy.
That's right.
And they migrated away from domestic products and into, at that time, the Japanese were coming on board
Right.
and migrated from American products into Japanese products and caught hell getting them out ever since.
That's right.
You know, and I worked for GM back in the 60s when they had 61 or 62% of the total car market, and the federal government was on them about a monopoly and urging them to defranchise. Can you imagine? Urging them to defranchise because they were too big.
Too big, huh? It's happening again, huh?
Boy, things happen and times change, huh?
I tell you, this has been a week, all right, huh?
Yeah, you're right. World Series, what happened? You were telling me about a guy. I went to sleep, man. I didn't watch any of that. I should have, but with 11 innings?
We have a son and a grandson in Dallas, and we don't usually watch baseball, but we watched it yesterday. It was 9-7. The Texans, is that it? Yeah, Texans.
Yeah, Texas Rangers.
Texas Rangers. And they were leading 9-7 in the ninth inning, but St. Louis came over 2 runs.
Tied it.
Then at top of the 10th, we scored 2 more runs. And they came in and tied it again. The top of the 11th, we didn't score anything. At the bottom of the 11th, the guy hits a home run for St.
Wow. Game over.
Should have seen those people that, man, you know what? I've never seen
nobody
it.
left.
I watch a lot of work. I don't like to watch baseball too much, but that was something. They'll never have a full World Series like that again.
I get real interested when the Yankees are in it. I like baseball. Heck, that's my favorite sport. I really do like baseball, but I was just tired. I didn't get to watch the game.
Football, it takes so long, you know.
Well, yes, just a different sport, different strategy. It's a whole different ball game. You know, is what it is.
Game, that's right.
You bet. What else going on? What about Dixieland Band?
We're going to talk about that in a minute, but before, I found this in the paper this morning. Listen to this. You ready for this? From ancient times to the present, from the mosh pit to the choir loft, human beings have sought to express and heal themselves through music. You got to go?
Yeah, we got to take a short break. We'll come back and talk about that when we get back. Hey, listeners, pour yourself another cup of coffee. This is Laid Back Friday here at the balcony, 640 AM KTIB. We'll be right back.
Listen to that band.
And welcome back, listeners. As Linda said, 447-6409. I was looking for my Bayou Dixieland CD, and I can't put my hands on it right now. Doggone it.
For you.
Huh? Y'all can sing.
No, I can't.
Huh? Can you sing, Gib?
Huh?
Can you sing? Yeah, you can sing.
One time I had to sing. I was paying for a wedding, and the guy didn't show up, so I sang.
So you sang?
I sang.
You got paid?
They threw money up there.
You gotta make him shut up.
I used to get $60 for a wedding. Now they get $600 for a wedding.
Shoots, I'd take $60 today, man. But ain't nobody. I couldn't play anything. I couldn't do anything.
Well, you tried a trombone, didn't you?
No, I was a clarinet player.
Clarinet.
Yeah,
Clarinet.
and I ended up playing the bass drum.
No
And I told that story 100 times. Musigori said, Musigori says, I was a junior in high school. He said, you going to stay in the band? I said, man, I got to. My daddy won't let me quit. He said, well, you know what? You ain't worth a crap at playing the clarinet. You want to switch to the drums? To put a bass drum, and that's what I did.
You can't beat that.
No, you're right. That's how I ended up my music career right there, buddy boy, playing the bass drum. My kids are all good musicians.
Let me finish reading.
Go ahead.
Okay, from the ancient times to the present, from the mosh pit to the choir loft, human beings have sought to express and heal themselves through music. There's something about singing in unison that elevates the spirit, but singing is also good for the body. It improves circulation and lung power. Singing traditional songs to people with dementia helps him
That's
relax.
you, Gib?
And relax and engage. Lullabies soothe the crankiest babies, man. You're right about that.
What is it about, and you're 100% correct.
What?
What is it about music that does it affect you some endorphins or something in the brain, or what is it?
Of course, he and I are so much involved in music over the years, you know. But it's brought down. I often wonder when in the caveman if he whistled or if he hummed anything. They didn't have any music in those days, you know.
You know, to experience music with a group, you can't explain it. You
No.
have to experience it to really find out what it's like. And it's really a high. You don't need drugs. You know, when
That's right.
I played in the old Rhythm King Rock and Roll Band, man, when we were grooving some nights, the crowd would dance and yelling and screaming for us to keep on, you know. That really pumps you up and makes you continue. Yeah.
Where was your first job, Dad? Remember, down in Raceland?
No, it was at the Bellevue in Galliana.
Oh, Lord, you went way down the bar, huh?
1957.
You and Lenny both took on drums, right?
Yes.
Right. Is that from your daddy?
Well, my father didn't play.
He didn't
neither
play.
my mother. It was my grandfather who played flute,
Uh-huh.
and I have his original flute
No
made out of
kidding.
wood. It's about
And
4
he
keys
encouraged you
on
to
it.
go into music in your life, huh? Because you and Lindy have years, so many years of great music, I
Well,
tell you.
when Lindy had a band, they would come to our house to practice, and this is
Oh.
what really got me
Got you
enthused.
into it, huh?
That's correct. And I can remember their practices on Sunday, and the Episcopal Church
Yeah.
come and fuss at them because they were making too much noise.
Oh, the bands are wonderful. But we brought you here this morning to find out when was the first idea came for the Bayou Community Band, and the Bayou Community Band's you're gonna leave in December, and we're trying to find somebody to take your place. First of all, I would like you to tell us where the first idea came for that, and tell us about that first meeting at Nichols.
The original foundation was by a group of band directors. It was Ray Petrie, Moosey Gorey, John Stafford, Jimmy Rodrigue, and a Professor Kroom from Nichols. And there might others been involved, but I don't recall. And the organizational meeting, 145 showed up. And it was something else, like 14 French horns and baritones and about 25 trombones. And it was just unbelievable.
Unbelievable, huh?
But what happened, they were victim to their own success. And people wanted us to continue performing and so forth. And a lot of people couldn't commit to that much
Right,
time.
yeah.
And one night we showed up, and there were only 3 members, and the director didn't even show up.
145 to 3. We should have called Gene Risha to come help us, man.
So what we
Yeah.
did, Harry Pellegrin, Donald Besson, and myself got the list of all of the members and called everybody and find out why weren't they coming back. And the thing was there was too many rehearsals and too many
right.
performances. So we called those who were really interested and said that we would cut it down to twice a month and have like 3 seasons a year, and about 35 or 40 agreed to come back, and that was the seeds of the beginning when I started.
And you've been in charge since that time.
I've been in
huh?
charge.
Tell me about the grants. How do you go about that? Who first thought about getting that money?
Well, Mr. Wayne Shell had mentioned that he knew that the Arts and Humanities Council out of Homa had a grant program through the state.
Oh, I see.
And we requested the forms to request grant money, and he was one of the first ones that wrote the grant.
Yeah, I know. Wayne's great.
Right, and we been using grant money twice a year since about, I guess, the late 80s, early
You never have
90s.
charge to go to our concert, but you always have a nice crowd, and you have a little box out there, and you always collect the money to pay
That's
for that.
correct.
But most of you told me the other day that you had a nice fund accumulation, but you also had instruments. Y'all bought instruments, or people donated, or what?
Well, the L'Oreal Foundation has been very generous to us.
Okay.
And for people who don't own unusual instruments, we have those to loan out.
Yeah.
We have tubas, oboes, trombones, baritones, and some other instruments like clarinet, a couple of flutes. So anybody who is interested in playing with the band, they're welcome to come and sit in with us. And if you don't have an instrument, that is no detriment for coming to play. We'll
No,
we'll
you
loan
have,
it
yeah,
out. Right.
that's great. And you're trying to encourage young people. You have three high school students in the band now, huh?
Yes, we have some from Homa Junior High. We'll have some coming in from Morgan City, and we had a couple of them from E.D. White.
Hey, didn't you have some from across the river at one time? Well, they came to play with you in New Orleans, huh?
Yes, they played with us. That was mainly some adults. That were the Johns, who live across the river, and we played at the World War II Museum.
Yeah,
We got a very good response from the people.
Sure. I remember the first one came here and sang, huh?
Hmm.
Yeah. Are you going to have one more concert in December?
Yes, we have our
You have a
Christmas
date?
concert. It's the 18th of December, 2:30 at Talbot Auditorium. And we'll have the choir singing first, and then the band will perform second, and we'll have some traditional numbers that including some that Gibbons likes, which is the Sousa March.
You playing Sousa at Christmas? Huh?
Why not?
He always plays Sousa for me. That King Cotton the other night, I went to the practice. Boy, that's amazing. John, I even named one of my grandchildren, John Phillip. John Phillip. Ted, tell us about how you got, of course, you've been in the music business. That's how you started to get, to start something like this. Just can't believe some people in the band that have been there from the beginning.
That's correct. We have about 3 or 4 that's been there since the 80s.
And you have 3 band directors in this area. Tell us who they are, and you give them a little remuneration for playing, huh?
Right. Through the grant money, we were able to pay them for the spring and the summer concert.
I see.
And the Christmas concert is gratis, and we rotate them. And one is Mr. Billy King. He's been a director in this area
Been a
for
long
years.
time, oh, golly.
Very good. And
Great trombone player, too.
oh yes. And then John Stafford, he was director at Thibodaux High School. He plays trumpet.
Yeah, he's been
plays
around a
in the
long
Dixieland band. And then we recruited Mr. Glenn Dagenhart at Homa Junior High School.
Yeah.
And he's had some fantastic junior high school bands.
He sure has.
Right. And he's a very, very good director. He
He's
can
like
really
Tim,
get it
yeah.
up. Mhm.
Like Tim, we'd like to bring Tim in, but he's so busy. But it's just amazing. What we got here for you today is that you're going to retire. You're much too young to retire. But if anybody's listening out there would like to take over that job, you have somebody you said you could sign the other day. What was that for?
Well, last night I talked to the group, and we dividing up the different responsibilities, and we asked the members to volunteer to take on some of the responsibilities I was doing. But we do need a president who can oversee this, and it's not necessary that he takes on any of the responsibilities. He doesn't necessarily have to be a musician either, but someone who loves music and would like to see the community band continue successfully like we have in the past. And if anybody is interested, they can call me at my home, and I'll be happy to tell them what's involved and how much time it takes and so forth.
Everybody knows where Hofman Music is, and that's where it all starts. You can always call there looking for you, huh?
That's correct.
Why don't you take it, Gib?
No,
You're a young man.
I'm true.
Huh?
I'm the vice president. The president in charge of vice. Yeah. But Ted, I used to do some of the work for the newspaper. But you do a great job. Who does that?
Well, I have a couple of people who volunteer that we make up a poster, and then I transfer the poster to the paper, and then they make the ad from the poster.
That's great. I think you deserve a lot of credit for that. And maybe at the December concert we'll pass a collection for you or something.
It's all right. My greatest gift for retirement would be for the band to continue.
I know you would.
No, I'm sure it will.
Yes.
It's got a good foundation.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'm sure it will.
We're going to find somebody. Who's that lady the other day that's going to take over sitting across from me at the meeting? She's going to take over the grants and stuff.
That's Clara Costa.
Clara Costa, yeah.
Right.
People like that. I'm sure we'll find somebody. But when's the next practice? If you just step in and watch some of that practice, it's really fascinating. When do you practice now?
We have 3 more rehearsals before the concert, and it's the second Thursday and the third Thursday, because the fourth Thursday would be Thanksgiving.
Yeah, right.
So we going the second and the third Thursday at the Nichols Band Room at 7, and then we have one, I think, December the 8th, and then the 18th would be the concert.
Concert on the 18th. Right close to Santa Claus, huh?
That's correct.
That's right. That's marvelous.
That's our gift to the community, a good concert.
Well, people are going to call in. We're going to find somebody to take your place. But in the meantime, you don't leave now. Don't go anywhere.
No, I'm still here.
Change the subject a little bit. Gene, do you know that at the card exchange a couple of weeks ago, I met this one lovely lady. I'm putting it in my next column. She rented that place downstairs called Peekaboo. You heard about that?
What is Peekaboo? I see that thing pop up on my wireless. That's downstairs?
Yeah.
Gibbons, you know more than me, and I work here.
Well, it's a pregnant idea, but she's a lovely girl, and she takes pictures of your pregnancy and tells you what sex is going to be and how the baby looks. You know, that's why it's called Peekaboo.
You kidding?
That's right.
That's like, you mean like ultrasounds and
Yeah,
stuff?
ultrasound. That's exactly what it is, ultrasound. I forgot her name. I'll put it in my column for next time, but
I've been seeing that thing pop up on my iPad and on my iPhone.
but nowadays, we don't
They
see
got a
pregnant
wireless down there, but it's locked. I can't use it. You need a password.
When you go and leave, look at they got a sign out there, Peekaboo.
I never even
look at
noticed that. No, I mean, I come in when it's dark. I leave in a hurry. I never noticed that.
But it's an amazing thing, though. Some people don't want to know what the sex of the child is going to be, you know.
We never did. I mean, we all 7 were surprised as far as the sex goes.
They're operating on babies in the womb. And it's just amazing.
Oh, let me tell you, they do amazing things today, man.
Just wonderful, yeah.
Medical technology is totally amazing,
Right.
and who just imagine what it's going to be like 50 years from now.
Oh, gosh. Imagine.
Can you imagine? Look how far it's come in the last 50. Just imagine the next 50.
We talk about music back in the 50s. The 50s music, of course, we love 50s music. But look now, the things on television, they scream and holler so much. No Perry Como.
Hey, music.
No.
You know, music, you got to have lyrics and a melody.
That's right.
That stuff ain't got, we barely got lyrics, and it definitely ain't got no melody.
No melody.
Huh?
Absolutely. No melody.
And if you notice, they keep repeating the same words over and
Oh,
over.
Yeah.
And the way they dress and all that, it's just terrible. And the X Factor and American Idol. American Idol is, what was that fella's name? Scott that sang? Beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
I don't, well, hang on. Let me grab his call.
Sure.
Good morning. You're live, KTIB.
Hey, Ted's going to be in another couple of concerts coming up in December, too.
And what's that?
The 4th at Holy Savior in Lockport and the 11th at St. Genevieve in Thibodaux. The Joyous Sounds Christmas concert.
Okay, that's the 4th at Holy Savior.
Yeah,
And the 11th?
at St. Genevieve. Both of them at 2 in the afternoon.
I was going to mention that later.
So you jumped the gun, Boudreaux,
How's that?
because he said he was going to mention it later. You ain't listening to him?
Okay, well, that's okay. Ted can mention it again.
All right,
it's okay.
gotcha.
You got
Hey.
my permission?
You having a good day?
So far.
Good. Glad to hear
You
it.
woke up, huh? You guys, you woke
So
up.
far, everything's just fine.
I'm telling you, we breathing, man.
My wife was happy when I left, you know.
Put your feet on the
and
floor,
world
wake up,
is
take a
good.
breath, and say, thank you, Lord.
The world is good. When
Amen.
Mama's happy, everybody's
Amen,
happy.
brother.
Cherish each day. Cherish each
Yep,
day.
better believe it. Hey,
I tell you what, we enjoy having Ted with us, too. He brings a wealth of knowledge besides having that percussion really, really helps the group.
oh, absolutely, absolutely.
You know, it just really helps us.
Man,
I enjoy y'all talking about music because I enjoy music. I have all my life. My mama used to say when doctor slapped me on the butt, I started humming instead of crying. So.
Who is that?
have a good day, hey.
be good.
You got it. Bye-bye.
Bye.
You know, whatever. And, of course, times change, things change, instruments change, music changes. But to me, one of the greatest, when you, and I wasn't there for most of it, but one of the greatest eras in music was the big band era of
Yeah, I
the
think
late
so, too.
30s and
Yeah, I
40s,
think so,
in early 40s.
When Glenn Miller started out.
I mean, those were, you know, you
Real
listen.
musicians.
Oh man, and I got some of these CDs here. When you listen to some of that stuff, you know, everything was live. You know, back then, they played all of these nightclubs had not DJs and CDs.
No,
I mean,
right.
they had live bands. You know, and
one microphone for the singer.
that was it. Yeah.
That was it.
That was just an amazing time. You know, when you think of it, and we always talk about the talent here in this area, but when you think of the talent that were in, and there were hundreds of them around the country. When you think of all the talent that was in all those bands, that was an amazing time. And I think that led into the music of the 50s, to me, which is the greatest music there ever was.
Greatest music.
You know, all of the
Como, Frank Sinatra, and the big band.
Oh, absolutely. You know, that led into some great 50s music that people could, the lyrics were simple, and they weren't repeated every other line, and people could understand the lyrics, and it was all about love, Gib. You know, it was all about love, man.
Cry,
yeah, you know. You know, you just think about it today, and I say this to my kids all the time, and they laugh at me. Music, when I hear old music, it triggers in me where I was, what I was doing, you know, what part of my life that was.
That's right.
These kids today can't do that.
No, they can't.
How they gonna do that?
You can't remember anything.
You know, put your head on my shoulder. I was listening to that coming in yesterday. I got my kids gave me an iPod for my birthday, and I plugged that sucker into my radio coming home just to wind down.
You can pick up anything.
I remember the hops at the junior high. I remember going to Lisa Frost's house years ago, and they were playing that. You know, that triggered that in me, and I was for about 20 minutes. I was in another world. You know, I forgot where I was. You know, I mean, it's amazing.
I think I sent you that thing, My Happiness, and what was the other one? Anyway, the word My Happiness and Let Me Call You Sweetheart, those kind of games. I'll never forget that, though. The evening shadows make me blue.
What are the kids going to do when they get in a nursing home? Who's going to come and
who's going to come play for them?
Yeah.
Good point.
They may have to scream so they could hear.
Good point.
Let's go back to baseball a minute.
Point.
I watched that game last night for 4.5 hours, and I looked at that catcher, and I thought about the drummer. To me, a drummer, and without a drummer, that's probably one of the first instruments ever created.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, boom, boom, boom.
And then the flute, probably, huh? But the drummer, but I figure Ted 23.5 million times he's hit that drum. I figured that Tidbits figured that up.
23 and now how in hell did you come up with that?
Well, I got 25,000 steps at church. I went up there. That's part of my tidbits. Anyway,
you need a life.
The drummer and the catcher at a baseball game, every play, every note.
That's right.
You know, a trumpet player will get up there and he'll go sit down a little while. But Ted keeps playing every beat of every song. Ted?
That's right.
You love it, though, huh?
Oh, yeah.
It's addiction, isn't it?
Yes.
God, dog.
Great drummers come out of this area, George's.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Ted, of course. And, I didn't realize your brother, Mr. Lindy, was a drummer.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he taught me music, and I never knew that.
You didn't know he was a drummer?
No, I didn't know that. I mean, he could play so many instruments. I didn't know.
We're going to have to get him up. He's got some stories about it.
We have his drum set that he used in the 40s at the store.
You're kidding.
We have it, yes.
God.
That's correct. It's a collector's item now.
Yeah, I'm sure.
There was a company, Ludwig, which is a famous drum company, but there was a portion, I think it was 2 or 3 years, it was Ludwig and Leedy. Two men came together to produce drums, and he has one of the original Ludwig Leedy sets.
It's not just Ludwig, it's Ludwig Leedy.
That's correct.
Now it's Ludwig. Are they still in business?
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Barely, but they still there. All the foreigners took them over.
Oh, my goodness. Yamaha and all, yeah.
I watch Lawrenceburg every Saturday. It brings back such memories, though. 50 years, and it's just great. But you know what happened when the Beatles came in? That's when they tried to change the whole. They had some great music. The Beatles played some great music, but that's when the whole thing started changing, and we didn't get the melodies now.
Well, the big band's demise was they had these huge dance halls. They might have 1,000 people, and they had the money to pay the musicians.
That's right.
And then after the war,
right?
The dance halls weren't as large, and they couldn't afford to pay them, so then they went to combos.
That's right.
The smaller groups.
Exactly. It's the one that Lawrence Welk could keep on like that, but it's just beautiful. They sing those old songs.
My dad, of course, my daddy's favorite singer was, and that's why I played every morning, was Kate Smith.
Yeah.
You know, my dad, I don't think my dad ever played the music. No, I know he didn't, but he was a great lover of music.
Yeah.
And he bought it. I'll never forget when we first moved in the house on the bike. He bought one of those big old stereos,
Yeah.
and they had those 33. In fact, I still got some of those albums, those
Yeah, me
33.
too. I still got them, too.
those big albums, and boy, he'd sit down and just listen to that. And Kate Smith, of course, the Kate Smith hour on Sunday night.
That's right. Kate Smith.
Man, let me tell you, when that show came on, you did not do anything.
Anything but listen to that.
And I remembered years after that, when Elvis hit the scene, I think one of Elvis's first really major shows was on Ed Sullivan or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, it might have been Louisiana Hayride.
Yeah.
My daddy said, that's going to be the downfall of music. He said that man's going to change music, and he did.
He did.
Did it ever?
He did some beautiful stuff, but he also
did. Yeah, he did. Hey, listeners, we got to take a short break. TGIF day today. We just laid back. We'll be right back here at the balcony, 6:40 a.m. KTIB.
You know, Kate.
Tell you what, it don't get no more laid back than that, buddy boy. You can sit back in the blue room of the Montleon Hotel with a cold one and just listen to that music, man, and just freaking chill.
Yeah.
Huh?
The Blue Room. I'm glad they went back to the Roosevelt, but the Blue Room was amazing.
Well, that was one of them famous places, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
Been in the late 40s and early 50s.
The band director's name started with
I
an L.
have no clue. Leon Kellner.
Leon Kellner.
How about that?
God,
How about that? I used to listen to that music all the time.
I met him personally, and he ended up on Biloxi over there for a while till he passed away. But he was there for 25 years, I think, Leon Kellner. Boy, and that's the kind of music, that kind of music.
Well, you know, it's when, man, my kids are going to call me up after this when this is over. But that's when music was music.
Oh.
You know, and when you talk about it, and Ted and Mr. Hofman calls, and Sandra, and everybody that appreciates good music, you know, you got to wonder how talented the people are today. I guess in their own right, I shouldn't say that. They are talented, but it's a different type of musical talent. Is that
Yes.
I guess I could say that. They're talented. I cannot.
I think it's a reflection of society, the way society is now.
I think you're right.
Wild
Yeah.
and loud, and they don't have any melody. They scream out and just in a straight thing, you know, and the way they dress and so forth.
Well, if you wait around long enough, it'll change.
It'll come back.
Just like
Everything.
the automobiles.
That's right.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
It's like the automobiles. There will be a change. We don't know what direction it'll go in, hopefully better. But it will change.
I don't think, you know, we're talking about Elvis Presley and the Beatles. I don't think that they changed the face of music so much as the tumultuous 60s did.
Yeah.
And when you talk about society, think about that.
Oh, absolutely.
The Vietnam War, the protests, all of that
The
folk
whole world
music that
changed,
came
right?
out of that, you know, the Joan Baez's of the groups of the worlds, and all of that music began to hit. And that kind of got away from the 50s music and all of those small bands, and they went into the folk music for a while, and then from that point on kind of led into rock, you know, that hard rock, whatever that's, and that's where the yelling and the loud music started, you know, all of that.
Well, the original Rhythm Kings was the first group in this area to do the music that they heard on the radio out of New Orleans, which is Little Richard and Fats Domino and everything. And they played on KTIB live on Saturday afternoon with Leroy Morton as the MC.
You know,
I wish we had a tape of that.
Well, let me tell you, Ed Ogeron, God rest his soul, was here doing the show and told us about that. And he was telling me that there was no music. They had no sheet music.
No, of course.
They would listen to the music on the radio and then jot it down, you know, the notes, and then go play it.
Yeah.
Because the hottest band was the one that could play the music that was in the top 10 the fastest.
Yeah.
And that's how they did it. And, of course, you were part of that group.
Martin St. Romain had to make a trip to New Orleans once a week for his company. Well, he made friends with the guy at a record shop. And the guy would say, "This is going to be hot." and we would have it on Thursday night, perform it, rehearse it Thursday, play it Friday. People said, I just heard that on the radio this morning. You know, and we were always on top of all the brand new songs. And the other bands couldn't figure out how we did it.
Ted, before we
How
leave,
did you put it together that, you had to be talented to put it together that fast?
Well,
Because you didn't have the, like I'm telling you, you had no advantage of sheet. You just listened to it and
well, these guys
you played by ear?
very good hearing. Yeah,
That's right.
It was all done by ear.
Yeah, by ear.
Just listen to it and copy it by listening to it. Yes.
Wow.
Ted, before you go, Ted, tell us how you started the Buy a Dixieland band. That was, what was the first thing you did on that?
When there was a pilot program for the Spirit of '76 for the bicentennial,
I remember that.
someone asked Mary Ann to put something together that would be appropriate for the dedication of the office. And Mary Ann Hofman, my sister-in-law, Donald Besson, and myself got together and did a little three-piece outside in the cold. And then Donald said, you know, I know a couple of people might be interested in doing this. And that's how it started.
I'll be doggone.
Right. That's how it started.
Do you remember what year that was? How long ago?
1975.
75?
That's 25, 35, 36 years.
36 years ago.
You know, and the thing about them, it look, and I watch y'all all the time. Y'all have a blast. Y'all actually enjoy doing
Oh,
it.
yeah.
They having a good time.
They're gonna play at the
Thibodauxville. Absolutely.
Again. And we sold some. We still got some CDs left. So you found yours?
I can't find it. I got two at my house. I'm gonna bring one. I must have. I don't know. Or Linda, she might have used it for a commercial because she used some of that when she cuts commercials.
Yeah.
But I got 2 or 3 at the house. I'm gonna bring one.
It's still a marvelous thing to listen to all the time.
Well, you know, what the parents who are listening should take their children or their grandchildren to hear jazz.
Good point.
Because the only place you hear it is New Orleans, Baton Rouge, and
Good point.
Lafayette. And kids don't know what they like unless they hear it.
That's right, exactly.
You know? And then a lot of times people will say, well, you know, my kids really enjoyed that. And they were never exposed to it. So you have to expose these kids to good music.
That's right.
And this is our heritage, jazz.
No question about it. Who said it? Nicky Carrier. You know, we had him on the show years ago. He said, you know, they talk about jazz being born in New Orleans. You said baloney. Jazz was born along Bayou Lafourche,
right, that's what they
from
said.
Napoleonville to Labadeville, all along the bayou.
Absolutely.
And you know what? I believe it. When you go back and read some of the history of the music in this area, you know, he could well be right.
There's a fantastic book in the library. Unfortunately, you can't check it out because it's very fragile. And it's on the history of music in Lafourche and Napoleonville, and Thibodaux and Napoleon.
It's awesome, huh?
When I first got it, I read till 2 o'clock in the morning. And put it down.
You can check it out, though, huh? I'll have
No,
to
you
get that
can't
and
check
put
it
that in
out.
my
You'd have to
car.
read it at the...
Yeah, that's amazing.
Right.
It's just, you know, no, we'll go a little bit over time. When you go back and you look, and I'll close with this. When you look at the musicians in this area that are still playing, that are in their late 60s and 70s and even 80s, look at the Rhythm Kings. You know, when you look at all of that that's happening, when you know somebody taught well 50 years ago or 60 years ago for them to still be doing that today.
That's right.
You know, so the history, and it goes back even further than that, but the history all along is Donaldsonville. You know, all those clubs in Donaldsonville and on down Napoleonville and La Patins and OST and the Hubba Hubba and you know, all along the bayou has a rich history in music. And you didn't go there to drink. You went there to listen to music and dance. You know, Gibbons, you had the nerve to ask me during the break, when's the last time I danced with a woman? I sure didn't dance with a man lately.
Well,
You know,
before you leave,
the word woman didn't have to come into the picture. When's the last time you danced?
music's in the genes, boy. My daddy, in 1920, my daddy had a band. He played the piano in a band along the Gulf Coast from Spring Hill College.
Really?
When I got to Spring Hill in 1951, I started a band, and now Tim's over there. It's in the gene, no doubt about it.
Yeah, I believe you. You know, it is. You have to have some sort of ability, but I think it's a lot about what Ted said. Years ago, parents, they wanted you to learn, and they let you listen to and brought you to different, you know, and let you do your own thing, but just let you hear different types of music back then. You know, and like you said, you don't know what you're gonna like till you hear it, till you listen to it. You know.
That's right.
Hey, listeners, we're over time, but that's all right. We're going to go. We're going to hit the road. I got to go to Baton Rouge this morning.
Thank you,
Gibbens Robichaux, thank you. Ted Hofman, thank you very much. Don't forget, the Bayou Community Land Band, and we talk about it all the time. We'll be at Thibodauxville that morning, that Saturday morning, and we'll talk about the time later on. Hey, have a great weekend. Watch the weather. It's going to be raining. We ain't had any rain in a while, so some of you might have forgot how to drive in the rain. Remember, slow down. Put your lights and wipers on. Yeah, April, and I wish it was. Man, I wish it was April. Oh, Lord. Anyway, have a great weekend. Watch the weather. Get out and enjoy some of the things that are going on. Halloween Monday night. Start planning that. We'll talk about that Monday morning here. God bless you today. God bless you every day. Do something nice for somebody, and we'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, see you Monday here at the balcony. Don't forget Edie White, and I forgot who they're playing, but that's our game of the week tonight with Buddy Leday and Mr. Rodrigue. You will be streaming through ThibodauxOnline.com, so tune us in. If you don't want to go to the game, we'll be right here. See you Monday morning here at the balcony, 6:40 a.m. KTIB.